again. But it's the only way you're ever gonna learn. You look back and it's all in the past. I'm dwelling on the thoughts I cannot say to you. If I don't say the words, then maybe it's not true. And it feels alright.
Welcome along to episode 2 of Toon, Teasers on NUFC Matters. It's the quiz show just for a bit of fun. Well, not quite for a bit of fun. We've got a trophy up for grabs for the winner. 6 of the guys are going to be competing against each other. Episode 1, of course, saw George Mitchell give it a go. Delighted to welcome Steve Wilkinson. How are you, Steve?
I'm fine. I don't know. Obviously, the time of recording is just after the last USA game, so I'm going to use that excuse to start with. And I didn't get to bed until 2:30, so that's my first excuse anyway. We might have to come up with more later, but we'll see how it goes.
Good stuff. But George Mitchell tried that one as well. But maybe I should do the rest of the lads at an ungodly hour.
There should have been some handicapping system for George. I think he's bound to have got 100% or something.
Okay, well, I'm not going to let you know what George got, obviously, but we'll crack on with your questions. Dead easy format. There is 3 different sections. The first section is the Newcastle United section. Questions about Newcastle United only. The second section is a general knowledge football questions, and the third one is the picture board, where you will be shown 5 photographs of footballers as kids, and you've got to try and identify the footballer. And then the other 5 photographs are of former Newcastle United players who you may or may not know. So if you're ready, yes, Steve, we will start with round 1 and question 1.
Get on with it.
All right.
Misery.
Question one then. In 1991, Sir John Hall became Newcastle United chairman. But who did he replace?
Right. I can't remember the guy's first name. He was called Forbes, I think. Wasn't he? Is it Duncan Forbes? Do I get half a mark of getting Forbes right? I think that was who it was anyway.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
All right, mate. Okay, question 2. Who was Newcastle United's captain in 1979-80 season?
79-80. Oof. Oh, God. That's a hard one. Where were we then? Oh, that was disaster times, wasn't it, when things were going wrong? No, I'm struggling on that one. Let's have a stab. Who would be there then?
Take your time, Steve. No rush. There's no time limit.
You can edit it out the time delays when I go and look and Google and all that sort of stuff.
There'll be none of that Googling.
I'm not cheating. I hope nobody else does.
No, nobody will.
God, that was. We're being relegated by then. I think we did, because it was the 78, 79. I think when we got relegated. Oh. Was that? I'm taking a stab in the dark. John Brownlee. I think I'm wrong, but he used to play for us. At least I've got a player that played for us.
All right, John Brownlee's your answer.
I don't think that's the right answer, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Going a little bit back in time in question 3. In 1964-65, Newcastle clinched promotion from the 2nd division.
Yep. Who
finished top goal scorer?
Top goal scorer. Oh, right. That season now then. I'm going to say Ron McGarry. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I'll go with Ron McGarry. He played at that time because it was before we bought Win Davies. Yeah, I'll stick with Ron McGarry.
Okay, Ron McGarry's your answer for that question. Question 4. Newcastle United won the Fairs Cup in 1969.
Yep.
But who won the First Division title that year?
Now then, was that the year we played Man City in that last game of the season? I'm going to say Man City. I'm not sure if that was the year. It was around about that time we played them. Fantastic end of the season match when we got beat 4-3. It was around about that time, so I'll say Man City. Not exactly
Okay.
sure yet, but we'll see what happens.
Manchester City is your answer. I've marked that down. Question 5, halfway through the Newcastle questions. What is Chris Waddle's middle name?
I'm absolutely stumped on that one, so I'm just going to have to take a guess and say something unusual that you wouldn't expect. Russell.
Okay, Russell, no
Waddle.
problem.
No.
Okay.
C.O. Waddle. I think that sounds C.O. Waddle. That's quite a good way to go. That.
It's always worth having a guess. Question 6.
Oh yeah, you get nothing but blank sheets of paper.
In season 95-96, Newcastle United kicked off their season with a 3-0 home win against who?
Right. Home win. Let's have a think now. Home win. Ipswich. Not sure again though.
Okay, Ipswich Town. There we go. I'll mark that down. Question 7. In season 1985-86, Jack Charlton resigned after a pre-season friendly at St James's Park against who?
St Johnson. I think I was there.
Final answer. Okay. Number 8, question 8. Who was Bobby Robson's head coach in season 2000-2001?
Ooh. Right back at the beginning, wasn't it?
It was.
Wasn't John Carver then, was it? I don't think. I'm going to say John Carver. I didn't think he was at that time. I think he may come in, but I'll say John Carver.
Okay, John Carver is your answer for that. Question 9. In 1972-73, Newcastle were knocked out of the League Cup by Blackpool 3-0. Which former player was their manager?
What year was that, Steve?
1972-73.
Ooh, former player was the manager. I don't think Tony Green went there, but I don't know if he ever became manager. I know he was injured, but I'm not sure if he went there as manager. I'm going to say Tony Green. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
okay. And final question in the Newcastle United section. In season 2021-22, 4 goalkeepers were registered with the club. Dubravka, Darlow, Gillespie, and who else?
21-22, that's 2 years. Was it Dan Langley? Was he there then? Is the other one? Dan
Langley is your answer to the question, and I have marked that down. That ends your Newcastle United round.
Do I get the scores?
You will at the end. Right. You'll get the answers at the end. Okay, so second round is your general knowledge round. And this is general football questions. So if you're ready, Steve, I'll start with question 1. In which year was the first UEFA European Championships held?
Because they used to call it. Kept changing the name. Was it? It's a total stab in the dark. It's obviously it's every other year from the World Cup. So I'll say 76.
Okay, 76. Question 2. The Brazilian legend Romario played 5 seasons for which Dutch club before moving to Barcelona?
PSV, I'll say.
PSV is Steve's answer. Question 3. Which company has sponsored the EFL trophy since 2020?
EFL trophy. All right. Now then, is it still Papa John's?
Papa John's is Steve's answer.
Yeah, go on. I'll say that. I wasn't sure if it had changed since then. It was them at some stage, but I'll say still them.
Okay. Question 4. In what year was the Women's Football Association established in England?
God. Could be any time. It might have been years ago, and no, it's a total stab in the dark. I'm sure women played football a long time ago, and I'll say, let's put it around the World Cup, 60, 66, 67, 1967, let's say that.
67. Okay. Question 5. What is Juventus's nickname?
And it's obviously not Juve, it's something else, is it? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's not Juve. I'll give you that.
Now then, let's think. Is this a trick one? I don't know whether it would be called magpies. What's magpie in Italian? Magpino. I don't know the answer to that. They're in Turin. Is there anything that you would call something in Turin? Anything happens? I'll say Bulls. I'm going to say Bulls, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but let's say Bulls.
Okay, Bulls is Steve's answer for that one. Question 6.
I think I've scored more than none. That's the good thing.
In what football league does the Beckham rule apply?
Football league? That's somewhere in the world, you mean?
Yeah, it says the question is, in what football league does the Beckham rule apply?
Beckham rule. So where's he been? Where they'll bring some rule in. I'm going to say MLS, because he's probably had a chance to influence over there. So I'm going to say MLS.
MLS, okay. Mark that down. Question 7. Who is the most capped England player with 125 appearances? Was Wayne Rooney? I'll still say Wayne Rooney. I don't know. Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney.
He's probably been overtaken since then.
Who scored the first ever goal in the Premier League is question 8.
Right. Now then. I'm thinking Teddy Sheringham. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure he was involved. Was he playing for Forest at the time or something like that? I'm going to say Teddy Sheringham.
Okay, Teddy Sheringham is your answer. I'll just mark down as well. Question 9. Which EFL
You're having to
team...
make these marks because you've got a thing where you're going to tick if it's the right answer, and you've had to write down the rubbish answer I've given. Is that what you do?
No, I'm writing them all. I'm writing all your answers down, so because obviously when I go through them at the end, I've got to give them. So, question 9. Which EFL team plays their home games at the WAM Stadium?
WAM. Cool. WAM. I used to when I was a kid. I used to remember every single one of the 92, but they've all changed as of the 92 these days. But WAM Stadium, I'm guessing again. I know I'm wrong. Wigan. Don't think so, but we'll get
okay. Wigan. And question 10. Which country did Eusebio play international football for?
Portugal.
Portugal is your answer. Mark that down as well. Okay, that is the end of round 2, and we will have a quick ad break, and then we'll be back with a picture round.
A big thanks to all our sponsors, Skips and Bins. You can find them at skipsandbins.com or telephone 0800 25 45 25 3. Email inquiries at skipsandbins.com. Website skipsandbins.com. Easy contract free and pay-as-you-go waste collection. Big thanks to Mr. Vicky's. Sauces handmade in Cumbria. You can order them from their website, mrvickies.co.uk, or by telephoning 01768 210 102. A big thanks also to New Workwear. You can find them at newworkwear.com. They are an agile and dedicated workwear provider. Welcome back as well to United Travel. They are a UK coaches firm, and they are based in the Northeast. They've got 2024 tours, and you can contact them on 01670 632 460 or mobile 0791 666 4174. Email info@unitedgrouptravel.com, and they've got a website which is unitedgrouptravel.com. There's no strangers on their tours. just people you haven't met yet. Big thanks to them for their sponsorship. Big thanks as well to Media Arts, and they supply all the video technology. If you want to become a member and get a cup, a pen, a membership card, and a scarf, then get your smartphone and put it over this QR code. It will take you straight to the membership pack. It's a £25 one-off fee. You can also go to NUFC Matters website and search membership pack to book today. If you want to help the channel, then subscribe to it by hitting the subscribe button. Hit the thumb up under the video to like the video and click share to share to your other social media. We're also available as a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast providers. Don't forget, we help the food bank on this channel. If you want to do so virtually, go to nufcfansfoodbank.co.uk and make a donation today. The Alan Shearer raffle is back on. 150 tickets, £1 a ticket, win a limited edition signed Alan Shearer ball. Enter today at nufcmatters.com.
Okay, we're back with the final round with Steve Wilkinson on the Toon Teasers NUFC Matters quiz.
I had a chance to do a runner there.
Okay, yeah, we'll go. Picture round. This is 5 photographs of younger players, players in their youth, and of course some photographs of Newcastle United players of the past, but maybe not as you would recognise them. So, photograph 1. Who is this? It's always worth having a guess, Steve.
Yes, yeah, I'm intrigued. Glenn Keely. I've got no idea why, but there's
Okay. Glenn Keely. And don't forget, the first 5. I will help you on this particular bit. The first 5 aren't Newcastle United players. So
all right. So
the second 5 are.
It's not Glenn Keely.
The first 5 are footballers
Right.
from other clubs, but as youngsters.
Right. Like you say, have a guess.
Sometimes if you look at these players, you can see them. You know, I know the names, but some are difficult, some aren't as difficult.
Just looking at the hair, black hair. Yeah, that. Let's think of it here. Oh, I know Harry Kane, but it's not him. No, why not? Don't think so.
Okay.
Harry Kane.
Photograph 2.
Right. Oof. Is it Lineker? Gary Lineker?
Gary Lineker is okay. Photograph 3. That one look a bit more familiar to you.
I'm trying to think. No, I think this is hard.
Yeah, they're not easy.
No, they're not. Assuming he's still got sort of blondish hair still. John Stone. Don't think so. John Stone's Man City.
John Stones. And 2 more to go of the youngsters.
It's nearly Miggy, that one, but obviously it's not Newcastle. Rashford, Man U. Marcus Rashford.
Okay. And your last youngster.
Look at his mouth and say that he's familiar about his mouth. I should have said Gary Lineker for all of them, and then even make one of them might have been. I don't think it's this one.
I like your technique.
It's not a proven successful one. Oh dear. I'd say Wayne Rooney.
Okay.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney.
All right. And into the Newcastle United, former Newcastle United players. Who's this?
Oof, recognise him. John Truick? I don't think it is, but John Truick, I'll say. I don't think it is him, but.
Okay. Final answer on that one, Steve. John Truick.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Picture 7.
Oh, right. Chile. Was that Acuna? Was it Clarence Acuna?
Okay, Clarence Acuna is your answer. I'll write that down. And picture 8.
Mm-hmm. The badge is not a clue. Not really, is it? Can it work out?
Not really.
Not really.
It doesn't look much different to the way he looked at Newcastle, to be fair.
All right.
I did have to check as well that there was no initials on these people's shirts.
Looks like a big lad, centre half. John McNamee, but it's not him because he's well built.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that, but I don't think it is.
2 more to go. 4 to 9.
There's no clue in this. Oh, Dr. Martin. So I can't remember who that was. It was the badge. Can't make the badge out. I wish I'd said no. I wasn't available for this quiz today.
But you just have to polish the trophy, Steve.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's an extra job.
Not the one that you showed earlier on. I can go and find some old trophies that I had from years ago.
I'm not doing a wooden spoon, don't worry for anyone.
All right. I'm going to be guessing again. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
not Gary Lineker.
It's not that. No. You play for Newcastle? Did you not know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a sort of era judge on the length of his short Bartley card. Now, then when was Bartley card in the Premier League? That was 2000s time. Oh, I'm totally lost with him. I'd say Oberfan, but it's not him.
Obertan, yeah?
Obertan, I mean, Obertan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one is picture 10.
It's got a bit of a Gary Speed look, but I don't think it is him. No, totally struggling. Albion, something a clue in the back. West Brom. Can't even guess a name. Where do I think you do West Brom that would play? Yeah, you've got us totally stumped even to think of a name to guess. Kevin Brock. I'm totally guessing. Kevin Brock.
Kevin Brock, okay. And that concludes your question,
The
Steve.
misery.
We'll find out. We'll find out, obviously, as we go through. We'll go back to the start then.
Right.
Go back to the Newcastle United section. I'll give you the answers. I'm not going to give the final scores out. I'm sure people at home will jot them down. But question one was, in 1991, Sir John Hall became Newcastle United chairman, but who did he replace? The answer you gave was Duncan Forbes, but the actual answer was George Forbes.
George Forbes. Is that half a mark?
I'll give you a half a mark for that, Steve.
All right.
Who was Newcastle United's captain 1979-80 season? That was question two. You said John Brownlee.
Yeah.
The answer was Zico McMartin.
Oh, God. Aye.
He captained the team in that year. Question three. In 1964-65, Newcastle United clinched promotion from the second division. Who finished top scorer? You said Ron McGarry. Computer said yes. You got that one right. He scored 16 goals.
You've still got this picture on the screen. Do you know that? About the last one?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. Too busy going through the questions. Yeah,
Oh,
Ron McGarry.
If it stopped now, I'm done pretty well. 1.5 out of 3.
Ron McGarry.
down on there. 16
question-
goals. Was that? Does it say 16 goals?
16 goals,
16 Yeah.
Has boots and scores goals. Has boots world travel or whatever it was, wasn't it? He used to have a little business card.
Yeah.
Question four. Newcastle United won the Fairs Cup in 69, but who won the First Division title that year? You said Manchester City.
Mm-hmm.
It was Leeds United.
All right. 68 Man City, I think.
Question five. What is Chris Waddle's middle name? I did nearly laugh when you said this because you said CRW would make sense. You weren't far off.
Robert.
It wasn't Russell. It was Roland.
Half a mark for getting. Oh.
No, I cannot, unfortunately.
A 26th of a mark for getting off.
Question six. In season 95-96, Newcastle United kicked off their season with a 3-0 home win against who? You said Ipswich. It was Coventry.
I googled that in the break.
It was Coventry. Question seven. In season 90-85-86, Jack Charlton resigned after a pre-season friendly at St James's Park against who? It wasn't St Johnstone, Steve. It was Sheffield United.
Was it? All right. Why am I said St Johnstone? We must have played them some other time around about then.
Question eight. Who was Bobby Robson's head coach in 2000-2001? You were right to think it was the earlier years, but you were wrong with the answer, John Carver.
Yeah.
His coach at the time was Mick Wadsworth.
All right.
Question 9. In 1972-73, Newcastle United were knocked out of the League Cup by Blackpool 3-0. Which former player was their manager? I can see why you went for Tony Green, obviously with the Blackpool connection, but it was somebody from our more distant past in the 50s, and it was Bob Stokoe.
All right.
And he had a bit of a jinx over Newcastle as a manager, it has to be said. And question 10, in season 2021-22, 4 goalkeepers were registered with the club. Dubravka, Darlow, Gillespie and who? You said Dan Langley, and you were right with that answer. So another point for you on the Newcastle United round. The general knowledge round, in which year was the first UEFA European Championship held? You said 1976. You had a guess, which is better than not giving an answer at all. But unfortunately, it was 1960. It was 16 years earlier. Question 2 was the Brazilian legend Romario played 5 seasons for which Dutch club before moving to Barcelona? You said PSV Eindhoven, and you were right with that answer, Steve.
Oh, God. So they're going to be there, my Ajax, but...
Question 3, which company sponsored the EFL trophy since 2020? You were right with your answer, Papa John's. So that's another point in the bag for you there, Steve.
Oh, flying here.
Question 4. In what year was the Women's Football Association established in England? You said 1967. You were and R, and you were getting closer. It was 1969. And question 5. What is Juventus's nickname? You went with Bulls. You had a hazard a guess, but it's actually the old lady.
All right. Would never have got
Why I don't know.
No.
Question 6: in which football league does the Beckham rule apply? You said the MLS, and you were right to say that. MLS, of course, is where Beckham is making his name, and the Beckham rule does apply. I don't know. We'll have to Google that.
Right. Well, that's definitely a Google then.
But it's definitely in there.
Yeah.
Question 7. You ummed and ahed over this a little bit. Who is the most capped England player with 125 appearances? Yeah. Wayne Rooney is second in the list with 120 to Peter Shilton, who still has 125 appearances. Question 8: who scored the first ever goal in the Premier League? You said Teddy Sheringham. I've got to be honest, that's a common answer when I've done quizzes with this particular question, but it was actually Brian Deane.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I think Sheringham scored the first goal on the telly or something like that on Sky when Sky started.
Certainly scored the first goal against Newcastle in the Premier League. Sheringham. Maybe
there was
it was
something
that.
about Teddy Sheringham at that time, but I didn't think it was him. But Brian Deane. Yeah.
Okay, and which EFL team plays their home games at the Wham Stadium? You said Wigan, but it's actually Accrington Stanley.
No
Question 10.
Is it sponsored?
Which country? Must be, yeah. Which country did Eusebio play international football for? You were quick off the mark with this one. You said Portugal, and you were right with that answer. So
in the World Cup '86 with Portugal. I remember that game 5-3 when they played North Korea up here. Well, in this area.
So the picture board. It's not the easiest thing, this, to be honest, but it's always worth hazarding a guess. You said Harry Kane, but you didn't really think it was Harry Kane. Right. It's actually Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mm.
And this one, Gary Lineker was your guess for that one, but it's actually Radamel Falcao. This one... Yes. Had you looking for quite a while. I think the blonde hair put you off a little bit because you said John Stones. When you said John, I thought you were there, but it was the wrong John. That's John Terry.
Cool.
Even has the same look. You can see it now.
Yeah, see it now. Yeah.
This young lad you thought was Miggy. You went for a Rashford, but he's a Manchester City legend. It's Sergio Aguero.
Oh, you can see that. Yes, definitely. It was that South American bit. That's why I said Miggy, because it was sort of part in.
And the last youngster is.
Come on, Wayne.
You said Wayne Rooney.
No,
it's Sergio Ramos.
Oh God.
So very difficult these. Exactly, very very difficult these ones. Okay, so the Newcastle United section. This guy. You said John Truick, but you weren't confident in that answer. It was actually Georgios Georgiados.
Oh, yes. Oh, I wouldn't even saw him become George. God.
You were more confident with this one, though.
Yes.
Clarence Acuna, of course, the Chile shirt, a little bit of a giveaway for you, but that was indeed the Chilean midfielder, Clarence Acuna. Another one you took a bit of time on was this one. You gave the answer, John McNamee, but I think you knew it wasn't. That's actually Frank Dumas.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And this young lad, Dr. Martin's shirt, you were trying to get him. You're trying to get stuff off the shirt. You were saying Overton. That's actually Darren Bradshaw.
Oh God, wouldn't have known him either. Can't remember him much.
And finally, the guy you left on screen a little bit too long. Kevin Brock. Oh, you were in and around the right era, Steve, but it's not. Scored goals, this guy, Andy Hunt.
All right. Wouldn't have missed that.
Great stuff, though, Steve.
I scored some points.
You did. You've scored some points.
I bet it wasn't as many as George.
We'll see. Steve,
Oh, you
been a
can
great.
tell us that. God, there's nobody who'll
Great.
get as many as George.
It's been good. It's been good to have you on, and
Yeah,
we
enjoyed
will
it.
be recording the
Enjoyed
other
it.
4, and we'll be announcing the winner once I've got them all in the bag. But for now, Steve, thanks very much for coming on, mate. Take care.
Pleasure. See you soon. Cheers, lads.
We still do 7 NUFC Matters show a week for free. But if you want to help support NUFC Matters, then there are a few ways of doing it. Hit the like button on each live broadcast and video. This helps the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button and select the all notifications bell so you don't miss a single show. If you want to help us financially, then you can join the channel using this button with the membership starting at $1.99 a month. Or you can drop us a donation in the chat using a super sticker. We're also looking for sponsors. If you'd like your brand advertised on the flyers for the show and featured during the ad break, then email John at nufcmatters.com to arrange today.